Hey guys, this is Grace and welcome to my channel. This is process number 152 entitled Blessed Family Excursion. So this is going to be my second page using the September Flavors of the Month kit from the ScrapRoom Kit Club, and this features the Crate Paper Willow Lane mini collection, and it's also going to be a 2-page layout. So I decided to use some 3x5, actually it's more 3.5x5 inch photos, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so there are 8 photos in here, and I'm starting off with the with the blue cardstock that's added or included in the kit. And these photos are an excursion that my family and I took in 2016. We are members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and this temple happened to open up in our state. It's pretty far from where we live. It's the Fort Collins temple. And so it's about maybe 2.5 to 3 hours away from us, but because it's a new temple, and every time they have a new temple, they have what they call an open house, where everybody can just go inside a temple before it's dedicated. So once it's dedicated, only members of the church that have the temple recommend can go in there. But this was a really neat experience for us, especially being able to take our kids, because they are still young, that they can't, well, at this age, well, this year that we went there, they were still fairly young, so they couldn't really go in the temple, and so this was a good opportunity for them to kind of see what the rooms are, what the rooms in the temple look like. So anyways, it was a beautiful day. As you can see, the blue skies were above us and the sun was shining. That's another thing that I love about living in Colorado, is that you almost always have the sunshine. And so I just want to document that trip, as well as the feelings that I have about being part of my family. So anyways, since I have very few, well, not few, but I only have 3 pattern papers to work with when it comes to these mini kits, that I really need to be conscientious of what design I use in order for me to maximize the supplies that I have. So with this double page, I really love that floral paper, and I wanted that across the board. So in order for me to do that, I just laid all my photos first, and then decided that they're all gonna go, the papers were gonna go in the kind of behind it. And so I created a frame around my picture block, and I just did 1-inch strips of paper, and then I am going to create kind of a frame on the edges of that, meaning that I'm going to connect 2 short ends, making an L on those paper strips, and then cutting them at an angle. So that's what I'm going to do. But I also like the yellow flowers in the photos, and so I decided to use the yellow side, which is kind of the solid side of one of the pattern papers, and then punch a scallop edge on one side, and then I'm going to be putting that on the left and also on the right. And the right piece actually also covered some of that empty space, because the vertical photos that I have on the bottom did not quite match with the horizontal photos that I had on the top. So the yellow piece kind of made that one cohesive block. And then the dotted paper is going to be where initially in my sketch I had wanted that to go on, to include both my journaling and also my title. However, once I got going with what I had to say, I had a lot more to say than my space. So that's pretty much going to be filled with just my journaling strips. I am going to try to squeeze my title in there, and I say that loosely because the title will spill over the photos that's on the top, but that's basically where it's going to be housed. And then I also love the paper with the butterflies, and I thought that since for me double page layouts are pretty photo heavy. It's kind of hard for me to embellish it because there are a lot of things going on already. But I thought that the flowers, the paper flowers, were perfect to kind of just sprinkle here and there with the layouts, with the page. And so that's what I did. I hand cut those, and I hand cut 6 so I can create a visual triangle with all of my butterflies. And so now it's time for me to adhere everything, and I wanted to make sure that my page doesn't move while I'm doing it. And so I just taped a little piece of washi on the top of my 2 cardstocks, making sure that I adhere both corners of that, and that will just make it that it doesn't move while I am adhering everything. Now at this point I had to trim the vertical strip, that one that you just saw me adhere, because of course it is shorter. For it to go around the whole photo block, it needed to be shorter than the 12-inch one. So I just measured my whole photo block and then just trimmed as I went. And then I've also cut the angles I cut the ends into an angle, that's what I'm trying to say, and then adhere that so it's a perfect frame around my photo. And you can also do this by just adhering the papers and then putting your pattern paper so you don't have to measure. But for me, I just think that if it's going to be covered with photos, why do I need to layer it with so much papers, right? And also it helps me to kind of maximize the very few supplies that I have with this particular collection. But I have to say I really love the colors and the designs of this particular paper collection. It's really pretty, and it's not dainty. There's another dainty collection in this particular Flavors of the Month kit, and so it's kind of nice to have 2 kind of opposing floral collection, so it's not all looking the same. So that's kind of nice. And I did adhere the left border a little bit away from the photo block because I knew that I was going to add the yellow strip on there anyways. And so now I'm going to be trimming the edges, and my page is pretty close to being finished. One of the things that I have found that makes my scrapbooking efficient lately is if I do the journaling, I type it up and then I pre-print a bunch of them in an 8.5 by 11 sheet and then just cut them as I go. I know that there's the importance of being able to add your handwriting to your scrapbook so that that's something that your family can remember you by, and I totally believe in that. However, I feel like I have a lot of layouts that have my handwriting on there already, so I'm not too worried about not leaving that kind of legacy or that memory for my family. So for me right now at this moment of my life, I think that adding some pre-printed journaling just makes things faster for me. Anyways, that blessed word is cut out with my Cameo, and it's just cut out with white paper, and I'm just gonna add that on there. When I started this page, I really didn't have any clue as to what my title would be, and the products that was included with this mini kit didn't really speak to me as far as a good title to connect with this particular memory. Sometimes, you know, you just get lucky that there's a sticker in the sticker sheet that you have that would work perfectly, and sometimes they don't. So this is one of those cases that it doesn't really match, and I wanted this particular page to have to all of the items that I add here have meaning to the story behind it. So now I have this gold stickers from American Crafts, and I decided that I wanted to start the rest of the title with family. But I didn't have any T, so I couldn't really do Blessed Family Trip or even Blessed Family Activity. So I was thinking of a word that I can use that I still have letters to use with that didn't include T. So that kind of took a while, and then I finally ended up using the word excursion. So I guess in scrapbooking, it's also good for us to use the thesaurus once in a while so that we can figure out a word that would be similar to the one that we're thinking, and yet that we will have enough letters to go with it. So now I am ready to adhere those butterflies. Those butterflies are beautiful, I have to say. They're really, really pretty. And I actually created a few more projects with this flavors of the month kit for September, and I used the leftovers from this Willow Lane mini collection for another double page layout, and again I used the butterflies. So I might have to do another video at the end of the month to kind of show you my extra projects for the ScrapRoom Kit Club, sorry. But know that if you check out my blog, you will see those extra projects on there as well. And the link to my blog will always be in the description below. So I'm pretty much done. But now comes the fun part. I also, with the mini kit, you also get some of these foam stickers as well as a sticker sheet. So I'm kind of going to be using just a hodgepodge of stickers from these two sheets. So the first one is I'm going to be adding 5 hearts on here, and they're glittered, and I put 3 on one side and I put 2 just to kind of balance the thing. But another reason why I did 5 is because there's 5 in my family, so that's another kind of background to why I chose that number. And then I found this circle sticker. I forgot what it says. I think it says something like every day with you is good, or something like that. I can't remember anymore. I apologize for that. It's been a while since I've created this layout, but I just thought that worked well with that particular spot. And then there's that foam sticker that I put in one of my photos. It says love this life, I believe. And then another one on the bottom, and then I'm trying to find a place for this leaf. To be honest with you, if I were to do this again, I wouldn't put that leaf on the top where I did put it. I probably would put it in the bottom, just because it wasn't really showing very well with the very busy floral background that I had stuck that on. But it is, you know, it's a sticker, so it's stuck there. Anyway, so that's my page. If you have any questions, just leave it in the comment section below, and please subscribe if you have not, and I will catch you guys in the next go around. Bye.